before the hammer, before the thunder, before he was called worthy, he was just Thor, the crown prince of Asgard, son of Odin, heir to a throne built on war and victory. From the moment he could walk, he was handed a sword, taught to conquer, taught to rule. Asgard was a realm of gods, but Thor? He believed he stood above even them. Golden hair, unmatched strength, a warrior's fire in his blood. He fought not to protect, but to win, to earn glory, to prove himself. Because all his life, Thor had heard one truth. One day, all of this will be yours. The halls, the armies, the 9 realms. And deep down he couldn't wait. But there was one thing standing in his way: humility. He had none. While his father, Odin the Allfather, ruled with wisdom and restraint, Thor was loud, reckless, hungry for battle. He wanted to be king, but he had no idea what that meant. The people adored him. The warriors followed him. But the wise, they watched with concern. And none more than his brother Loki. Where Thor was strength, Loki was strategy. Where Thor charged forward, Loki whispered in shadows. They were brothers. They were rivals. And when Thor's coronation finally arrived, the moment he was to be named king, it was interrupted. Frost giants, intruders from Jotunheim, slipping into Asgard's vault. A breach that never should have happened. And Thor? He didn't see it as an act of war. He saw it as an insult, an excuse to fight. Odin warned restraint, but Thor wanted vengeance. So he disobeyed. He gathered his closest warriors, Sif, Volstagg, Fandral, Hogun, and he stormed the gates of Jotunheim. He didn't ask permission. He didn't care about diplomacy. He wanted blood. And he got it. Swords clashed. Ice shattered. The realm trembled. But the cost was high. Thor nearly reignited a war between worlds. One his father had fought centuries to end. Odin arrived in time to stop the slaughter. But the damage was done. And when they returned to Asgard, Odin didn't crown Thor. He banished him, stripped of his armor, stripped of his title, stripped of his power, and worst of all, stripped of Mjolnir, the hammer that only the worthy may lift. Cast out like a fallen star, Thor plummeted through the cosmos. And when he opened his eyes again, he wasn't in a palace. He wasn't surrounded by gods. He was lying in the dirt, on earth. No armies, no powers, no throne, just a man. Angry, confused, and completely alone. The god was gone. All that remained was Thor. Thor once feared across 9 realms. Now, he was just a stranger in the dirt. No thunder in his veins. No hammer in his hand. Just silence and pain. He rose staggering. Not from battle, but from humiliation. Mortals stared. He shouted his name. They laughed. The god of thunder mocked like a madman. But Odin hadn't cast him out to punish him. He'd done it to teach him what it means to be worthy. And Earth Midgard was his classroom. Thor met Jane Foster, a scientist, brilliant, grounded, human. She didn't fear him. She questioned him. With her was Eric Selvig and Darcy, people who challenged him, cared for him, even when they didn't understand him. For the first time, Thor listened, not as a god, but as a man. He learned to observe, to ask, to wait. He laughed. He bled. He helped. When danger came, he didn't run toward it for glory. He stood between it and the innocent. No armies, no hammer, just will. And somewhere, deep in space, Mjolnir waited. Heavy, still, sealed by magic. Whosoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor. Many tried to lift it. Soldiers, agents, machines. None could move it. But then Thor did something unexpected. He sacrificed himself. When Loki sent a destroyer to kill him, Thor didn't fight for pride. He didn't fight at all. He stood defenseless. He begged it to spare the innocent. And in that moment, not of strength but selflessness, he became worthy. Mjolnir answered. The sword through the storm found his hand, and thunder returned. The mortal shell cracked. The god stood again. Armor wrapped around him. Lightning danced at his fingertips. And he faced Loki's monster not with arrogance but with purpose. He destroyed it. But more importantly, he destroyed the boy he used to be. He returned to Asgard, not as a prince demanding a crown, but as a protector. He no longer wanted to rule. He wanted to serve. And Odin saw it. Thor had earned something greater than the throne. He'd earned his honor. From then on, he became something new. Not just a warrior. Not just a god. But a hero. Because the greatest power Thor ever gained was learning when not to use it.